What's up, guys? Bang, bang. It is lunch money time. Well, Wall Street's trying to get rich. The rest of us are trying to get our lunch money right. I'm here with the beautiful, intelligent, basically perfect Polina Marinova, Pompliano, P-I-M-P. Don't forget that Lunch Money is now sponsored by BlockFi. BlockFi has 3 products. You can buy and sell crypto. Might be a good time to start looking at crypto. You can earn up to 8.6% APY in an interest-bearing account, or you can take out a US dollar loan to get your crypto collateral. Go get a BlockFi account, blockfi.com/pomp. Again, blockfi.com/pomp. I'm an investor. I'm a user. I'm a very happy user. Go check them out, blockfi.com/pomp.
Also, huge shout out to Candace Stevens, who is a Lunch Money viewer with her son. I really appreciate you, and it makes my day that you watch.
Woo, woo.
Okay.
Let's go.
Bitcoin broke through record highs, clearing a major milestone above 20,000, only to trade at 23,000 today. Is that right?
Over 23,000.
So there's chief market technician named JC O'Hara at MKM Partners who called the record rally at the beginning of November. Now he sees a breakout that's only in the early innings. He thinks that Bitcoin's next stop will take it above 25,000. MKM.
Everyone's gonna come out the woodwork now saying they called shit. Everyone.
Well, you did.
No. You can't show up in November and be like, I called it. It's over 23,000. My favorite part, I was telling Polina this last night, we were out for a walk, and I said, there's people that I've met over the last 4 or 5 years that absolutely I'm happiest for them. These are the people who, they're construction workers, they live somewhere in Eastern Europe, they're in South America, they're in Nigeria, all these different places, or they're here in America, in North America, and they work kind of everyday jobs. And what's happened is they had an opportunity, they educated themselves, and they took action. And they were able to build, as part of a portfolio, they were able to build some exposure to Bitcoin. And when they did that, they're benefiting from it.
And some of them have performed better than the best hedge fund managers and...
Yeah, if you just held Bitcoin for 5 years, then you've outperformed almost every hedge fund on Wall Street.
That's wild.
So
the everyday people, the people on Lunch Money Street are the best investors. Okay.
I love it. All right, next.
Congressional leaders closed in on a $900 billion coronavirus relief deal as millions of struggling Americans wait for help. The developing aid agreement would not include liability protections for businesses or aid to state and local government.
900 billion, 700 billion, a trillion, 2 trillion, 500 billion. What's a couple hundred billion between friends? Nothing. So that was
We've
pretty
been
good.
Getting good at
that. Was pretty good. By the way, I see you brought your guns today.
Guys, I've been working out. Look at my guns.
Okay. And so look, there's obviously people need help. The number one way to solve the problem is open up the economies. Keep the old and the sick and those who are scared at home. Help them and let everyone else go back to work.
And now we have better testing, more accessibility to testing. So, I mean...
there's a vaccine.
If the NBA can test themselves every day and play these sweaty games, I think we can do a better job with the regular humans.
Hey, in Wuhan, China, they're throwing pool parties.
The slip and slide.
They got a slip and slide. Google Wuhan, China pool party, and when you see the photos of what they've been doing for the last couple of months, you're gonna wonder, why in the United States aren't we doing that?
So I actually read this really interesting article how there's like a dark tourist economy where people like to travel to ground zero of like where really tragic things have happened, which is really strange. But like a lot of people came to New York after 9/11. A lot of people are going to Wuhan, China after COVID, although it's not over yet, guys.
When I hear Wuhan, China, I think Wu-Tang. Go ahead. Shout out Jason Williams. Go ahead.
Facebook accused rival Apple of engaging in anti-competitive practices, firing another shot in a months-long standoff between the two tech giants over Apple's planned privacy changes for iOS 14. So here's what Facebook VP of Ads and Business Products, Dan Levy, said. Apple is behaving anti-competitively by using their control of the App Store to benefit their bottom line at the expense of creators and small businesses. Full stop. You know somebody's serious when they end a sentence with full stop. So in response, Apple said that its new rules will not require Facebook to change its approach to tracking users and creating targeted advertising, but instead requires Facebook to give users on Apple devices a choice of whether to opt into those practices. What do you think about that? Haven't worked at Facebook.
I know Dan Levy. I used to work with him. He's fantastic. He's probably one of the smartest, kindest people.
Full stop.
No, he's just an awesome guy. Awesome guy. So shout out to Dan. Look, Facebook is under a lot of pressure right now from regulators, and one of the things that you could do to maybe highlight that this isn't a Facebook thing, this is just how technology competition works, is begin highlighting all the anti-competitive practices of everybody else, right? And I think that it is actually got a lot of teeth to it. By the way,
wait, what has teeth? The Apple claim or the
Apple claim?
Oh, yeah.
But by the way, so does everyone else against Facebook. Like, of course, that's the point of business. You don't want to compete with people. So of course you're trying to do things to hurt your competitors and try to win. Like all of a sudden we're all acting like there's some other way to build a business. Like, of course you're competing. You're trying not to let your competitors win. Duh. And so I think that what's happening here is we're going to start to find out in this new technology world, this digital world, where's the line, right? Where do regulators and courts think the line is? I don't know. Nobody else knows until the courts decide. So we're going to find out. But nobody should be surprised that all of these tech giants are all anti-competitive with each other. Duh. That's the whole point of competition, is to not let your competitors succeed.
Right. So if you guys scroll back to many, many moons ago when we did a Lunch Money, you will remember that Luckin Coffee in China was facing some major fraud situation, accusations, charges, whatever. So now China's embattled coffee delivery startup Luckin has reached a settlement with the US SEC, agreeing to pay $180 million penalty to settle charges that it overstated its revenues, expenses, and losses by the hundreds of millions of dollars. Do you remember when they were like, oh, we don't have like a CFO. What was their
we can't find the money.
Find the money or something.
Yeah, of course. Every fraud, Wirecard, Luckin, whatever. Shout out Carson Block from Muddy Waters.
He did it.
Muddy Waters is probably one of the best short sellers in the world. They're kind of a research. They go in, they find it, they put together a report, they take a short position, and they come out and they say, hey, I've got a short position on this company. Here's why.
Can you explain how like short sellers do their research? How do they get in the company and look at the books and stuff?
I mean, they can talk to people. They can find filings. They can say, oh, Luckin says that they're serving, 6 million cups of coffee a day. Cool. Who are the people who provide the manufacturing for the cups? Who are the people who provide them with the coffee beans, for example? Okay, I'm going to go talk to those companies. That company's like, well, we're not selling them enough cups to be selling 6 million cups a day. So we're selling them enough where they can be selling 100,000. I'm making all this up. It's all hypothetical. But he's like, oh, that's an important red flag that your vendor says that they're not even selling you enough cups for the coffee to go in for you to sell that much. And so stuff like that is how they basically
start. It's kind of like investigative journalism in a way.
Yes. The only difference is that the journalist publishes an article and the short sellers get rich.
Yeah. Cool. Both are important.
Facts. Yeah, they're both important, but I'm just saying facts.
All right. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are the latest to strike a deal with Spotify. They're going to produce... Okay, so they've teamed up with Spotify to produce and host podcasts through their newly formed audio production company, Archewell Audio. Their son's name is Archie. The multi-year partnership will allow the couple to establish themselves in the growing market of podcasting. Meghan Markle just made her first startup tech investment. I have a feeling they're living in LA. They're going to become like the tech podcast power couple. That's my theory.
Who are they?
Oh, come on.
They're unemployed.
So the couple's first offering will be a holiday special hosted by themselves that will feature stories of hope and compassion from inspirational guests in celebration of the new year. Ooh, I wonder if Serena will be on there. She's like best friends with Meghan Markle. Throughout 2021, the couple will continue producing content through the partnership that will build community through shared experiences and values. Why do you think they're doing it? I doubt they need the money, but maybe he's cut off from the royal family now, so. Oh, okay.
Is that not good?
I mean, no, he just has to make money. Like, I don't actually know what he...
I think he's doing just fine.
Okay.
I think he's doing just fine.
So do you think they are gonna move out of California?
They better.
Next thing you know,
they're being run by dictators over there.
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry moved to Austin, Texas.
If you live in California
okay.
right now, I would love to know. I would love to know why you still live there. Please leave a comment.
Okay.
Please leave a comment and just tell us why. I'm fascinated by the logic as to why somebody would still live in a state where they take most of your money or a lot of your money and they are super oppressive.
Somebody commented on the last Lunch Money and asked why we still live in New York is the same thing.
How do you know I still live in New York?
This ain't New York. I'm kidding. Okay. So are we on to Ask Lunch Money time?
By the way, Polina just X'd out of that tab, and then all of a sudden it's a holiday gift ideas.
Oh shoot, did I gift? Oh no.
We don't need any more online shopping.
It's holiday gift guide for the curious minds.
Oh.
That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
All right. #AskLM in the comments below. Give me some good ones. Give me some meaty ones. And stop just asking him questions. I'm here too, guys. Okay. Oh shoot, did I?
She didn't get them. She didn't get them.
But I had intent.
That's why nobody asks you questions, is because you can't find the question.
But I had the intent. Okay, I'll ask one from yesterday that I didn't get to ask. Dylan, you guys are awesome with great content. Pomp you to man and pimp you to gal. Congrats on the tomato plant. Thank you, Dylan. Do you know how many tomatoes? Were the tomatoes good? Were the tomatoes good?
They were good.
Question is about private company investing. I can appreciate that the best opportunities come through connections, but what are your thoughts on private company investing platforms such as Seed Invest, Micro Venture, Start Engine? Also, what about collectible investing platforms like Rally and Collectible? Appreciate you both and have a great and safe holiday.
You go first.
Oh, what? I will pass on this.
Look, investing in private companies obviously is great. I am less bullish on those kind of crowdfunding type platforms just because there's selection bias. So the absolute best deals don't go on them normally. Every once in a while, what they'll do is they'll raise from like tier 1 investors. I had a company do this where they raised from a bunch of tier 1s, first round capital, etc. And then they opened up a very, very small round for kind of accredited investors that are outside of Silicon Valley. If you can find a deal where there's tier 1 investors and you're co-investing alongside them on the same terms, okay, that's interesting. But pretty much all the other deals on there's a lot of selection bias, and I think you're better off probably just refraining from investing. There's a reason why the best investors in the world do it full time. There's a reason why they've been able to accumulate a lot of capital to invest. They're good at what they do, right? And so I think that that's kind of one of the key pieces to this. The second thing I would say is around the collectible stuff, whether it's Rally, GOAT, collectible. I mean, there's a bunch of these. My personal favorite is Rally. I know that some of the guys over there, they're awesome. Really, really big fan of them. And I think it's interesting. Like if you can basically get a fractional share of a collectible car or a really expensive trading card or whatever, again, do your research. If you understand that stuff, sure, you can make money. You can also use like Masterworks. You can buy fractional shares in really expensive art. So if you know about art, go do that. I tend to just think that like this should be a smaller part of your portfolio, right? Not investment advice, but just I don't know if you necessarily want majority of your portfolio to be, part of these collectible platforms, but we'll see. And so let's see what happens. But I would just say that you should educate yourself and make sure that you know exactly what you're doing if you're going to go play on these platforms. And I would lean more towards collectibles than private investing.
Cool.
Fair?
I would lean the same way if I was to lean.
See ya.
Bang, bang. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Lunch Money as much as we did.
And don't forget, Lunch Money is now sponsored by BlockFi, so go check them out. There's a link in the description that you can click on. I'm an investor, a user, and a huge fan. What?
You're a bigger fan of BlockFi than you are of me?
BlockFi is my second favorite thing in the world behind Polina. They've got 3 products. They can give you a US dollar loan. You can earn up to 8.6% interest on an interest-bearing account, or you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies on their crypto exchange. I personally use the interest-bearing account. There's not very many places where you'll find up to 8.6% interest on a deposit in an interest-bearing account. Go do your own research. There's risk associated, but 8.6% is pretty compelling. So click on the link in the description. Say thanks to the folks at BlockFi. Subscribe to our channel. Like the video. Annoy Polina in the comments. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
And be kind to your friends.